welcome again to DJM Garage, and welcome to my pigsty. Right now this place is a mess. I'll show you in a little bit. Just a quick little video, quick little tip for anybody that might have this problem. I have seen that there's been cases, but in this case it's pretty urgent. It's a car, it's getting roadworthy this afternoon. And it just happened. It's something that just broke, and it's a bit of a pain in the ass because it's hard to get a new one. Yeah. If anybody watches my other channel, DJM Car Care, I'm sure they've seen this car before. I did a video cleaning the wheels, and it's always in the background of all of my videos because it's been sitting. It's been sitting around here for a couple of years. Almost 2.5 years, sorry. By the way, sorry about the quality. Not got my iPhone today, which I usually record on that, but I didn't plan on recording anything. But I thought, well, since I don't have time for that, well, just quick tips and information. So I was doing, I've had to pull the gearbox for the second time on this. I'll explain why afterwards, so I'll just get straight to the gist. Everything is going smooth, perfect, better than ever, better than any gearbox I've ever done. And then when I go to put the gear linkages back together, all good, perfect. I hadn't touched any adjustments or anything, and then I go back to the lever and it just dances around dead. Apparently maybe me messing about with it, but I'm kind of happy it happened to me, because I could probably guarantee that as soon as this car got on the road, it would have happened and would have lost gears on the road. Now this is it. This is what happened basically. I had the side movement perfect, which is this cable, but this here was dead. That, by the way, really fun to get out. I took the whole center console out, and I didn't really have to do that. I could have just lifted the boot and undone those two bolts there, those two holes. And then the other two are from underneath. And you have to take the whole assembly out from underneath. Now, from underneath, I'm not going to say exactly how it's done, because I've seen videos on YouTube that explain it perfectly. I've had to take off the downpipe, which luckily was the bolts weren't very rusty, came out really easy. The heat shield, and yeah, a whole heap of other stuff to get to this, the shifter box. Now I'll explain what happens here. This is the whole gist of the video. Just a quick little tip. This has little rubber bushings in it. It sits in there, and then it has this little clip. This little clip there holding it in there. That must have been just all disintegrated already, and when I was messing around with the cables up front, it popped out. Like I said, I'm lucky it happened to me and not out on the road, because that definitely would have happened out on the road, like on a side movement or something. Look. Right, we're talking about a 24 or 25-year-old car. So I suppose this is kind of normal. It's just all these plastic grommets disintegrated. So, problem with this goes as such in there, and it's double-sided, it wedges in there. I've had experience with these kind of things on a Volkswagen T4 Transporter. They're a pain in the ass to find. You're not going to find them from spare parts shops or anything. They say, oh, you got to go to Volkswagen. Then you go to Volkswagen, and they generally don't have these. They can't even order it in most cases, because they just don't make them anymore. Pretty much one of the few options. I mean, they might have it, but even if I went to Volkswagen, I would at least they wouldn't have it there in stock, and it would be a couple of days. You'll most likely have to get it off Amazon or AliExpress. They sell all these kind of rebuild kits for that. For these, they like has these two grommets, and then this bushing up here and all that. They usually sell a whole rebuild kit for this. That would take at least a couple of days. Problem, this happened this morning. This car's got roadworthy at 6:30 this afternoon, and the owner's coming. I'll explain about that now. He's coming tomorrow, and I really want to get rid of this car. Now, why? This car sat for 8 years in a garage, and the guy called me, "Oh, let's go get my car out of the garage and fix it, get it running," because he lives in Barcelona, he lives far away. And for whenever he comes down here on holidays or whatever, he can use this one. Well, that was about 2.5 years ago, and I still have the car. He has come down a couple of times, but he's only come down like for a day or two, and he hasn't even dropped by. A car suffers a lot from sitting. It's had all kinds of stuff from just in parts. It's been at least 1,500 or more euros. Fuel pump, obviously, battery. I knew fuel pump was going to be bad. Then the instrument cluster was dead, which meant no start because it has the immobilizer and everything. I had to get a new instrument cluster, send that off with the ECU to get programmed, removing the immobilizer so it doesn't have, all that kind of stuff. Then the lower control arms, replaced them completely because all the bushings were shot. Then a whole heap of other stuff like that. Timing belt, water pump, alternator belt, oil, coolant, everything. And then first times I drove it, wasn't going into gear, especially first I was having a hard time, and reverse was pretty much impossible. And I talked to the guy, the clutch was new pretty much just before we parked it in 2016. I changed clutch master and clutch slave, both of them, nothing, still the same. I thought, that's weird. I'm going to have to pull the gearbox out, see what's going on. Yeah, the clutch was brand new. But, here's all the things I've done to it. Slave, master. Yeah, slave and master. Control arms. Fuel pump. Filters there. I've had to do shitloads of things to it. The brake switch also, the brake lights weren't working. Where's what I'm looking for? What was I looking for? I don't know what I was talking about. That's the brake switch. Oh yeah, it was misfiring before on the first start too. Coil. That's rear main seal. What was I looking for? What was I talking about? Clutch. Oh yeah, clutch. First time I pulled the gearbox. Where is it? Look at that. Nice big crack on the fork. So yeah, obviously that was flexing. So I put all that together, and I also did the rear main seal and import shaft seal on the gearbox. Now, lesson learned. This is part of the point of the video. What do you have to do? Import seal, and I would say rear main seal on the engine as well. Original. This was brand new from a parts shop, but not original. Whacked it all together. Now the clutch worked fine. Going into gear perfect, but pissing oil out the bottom. So I had to pull the box out again today, between yesterday and today, because it has roadworthy to this afternoon. And I just put an original Volkswagen one on. Let's hope that one doesn't leak. So that's lesson learned for that. And now, the point of this video, what I was saying, these things are pretty hard to get. And you generally, even if you could get it through Volkswagen, it's going to take a couple of days, at least here in Spain. So I just tried something in case it's urgent. Like for me today, I really need to get this car roadworthy, and I want him to take it away. Even though he'd probably bring it back to me, because he's only going to be here 2 or 3 days, and I've got a few more things to do to it. But I need it running today. So this is what I came up with. I will order a whole rebuild kit for this, for once he's gone and he brings me the car back. Oh no, it's not that one. One washer there, a bigger one. I'm gonna put this rubber grommet here, just so it sits up there. Now, see this I've wedged in here. You see it? That's just a piece of this normal like house hose. I don't know what size that is. I don't understand about hose sizes. Cut it and it wedged really nice and tight in there. It just sits there on the ball pretty firmly, nicely. Another washer, just so it's all compact and then the piece of hose won't slip out. Oh, I'll do that now, but ideally put some grease on it. And a little clip. Voila, temporary fix. Absolutely no play. I've tried it before, and it should hold up fine, even if I didn't order a whole bushing set. I'm very confident that will last. But just in case, I'll tell the guy what's happened, and I'll order a whole bushing set, and once he brings it back to me, pull it all out again, pull the exhaust, pull the heat shield, pull this out, and replace all these bushings. I might as well just do them all. These two. This is a very common. I've had to do this one on. In fact, this one's just popped there right now. Bollocks. It's also breaking and disintegrating. I've had to do one of these on an Ibiza. It's the same system on a Saudi Ibiza. And if that goes, you have a really hard time getting into reverse. And usually on the rebuild kit, you also get this crown up here, the crown that goes around the ball. So yeah, that was pretty much the point of the video. I just explained a bit about this car. So hopefully, I'm also waiting on the 130 new CV joint, mainly because of the boot is bad. But I've ordered a CV joint because they're pretty cheap for this car, and the thread is knackered. I don't want to put that back on. And I had a really hard time getting it out of the hub, like 2 hours. I had to smack and smash on it, and then I put a puller onto it. I put the heat through it. The air hammer, nothing. It was just soldered into the hub, absolutely soldered. In the end, I managed to. How did I get it out? Oh, with the puller, but like really scary. I was like, that's gonna jump in my face, and yeah, because it was not coming out. So yeah, waiting on new CV axle. Been a couple of long days. I've been, basically started pulling the box yesterday and encountered these couple of problems: the CV axle and the shifter. So yeah, that was just a quick little tip in case it's an emergency and you really need the car and you can't wait a couple of days. I mean, sort of improvise with that kind of stuff. I'm pretty sure that would perfectly last forever or for a long time, but I will be replacing the whole set. And yeah, mainly because I don't like having the channel there and I'm not putting any videos up, and I just do not have time for the custom. I really need to get some time for that. And yeah, some quick little mechanical tips and maybe stuff that you guys could learn from. Make sure that doesn't happen to you. Like this, like the original guys, original Volkswagen. Don't get aftermarket stuff when it comes to import shaft seals and that. Just got this tiny, I didn't realize when I bought it and when I put it on, it's got this tiny little rubber. Tiny. You compare it to the original, it's got a great big thick one. But anyway, so lesson learned. It's not the first time I've had to pull the same gearbox 2 times. Every time you have that kind of stuff happen to you, well, you learn the lesson and it doesn't happen again. And yeah. So guys, quick tip video. Hopefully see you soon again with the old Ford. Let's move on. Wait, not so fast. If you did get to my channel now through this video and you liked it, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, activate the little bell to know when I put new videos up, which isn't much lately, but hopefully we can keep going at it. And yeah, see you soon, and thanks for watching. Bye.